Guys, it's perspective from Sweden and Italy on some of these issues.
So to me, it's all about leadership. That's the key that I see in cross-border integrations. Is, sometimes the CEO stands next to each other and says, we're all brothers and sisters, we all think alike. But we know that when you dig underneath the hood, it's two different operating models, two different cultures, leadership styles that comes together. And that's where a lot of source of failure is, and leading the people underneath as well. So that's where the cross-border is, and there is a perception that that will be sorted somehow throughout the process, that the people will sort it out, they will find their places. And they will eventually, but there's a lot of pain going through that. And I think that's what's the difference between doing it in your own country, a domestic deal versus a cross-border deal, is to get through that leadership and get that understanding of how this needs to evolve and change in order to get the sales. Because normally it's a deal, a rationale around revenues, and generate the revenues and get everybody on board and get everybody on the strategy. So that's my take on this. It's all about the leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. Sergio, add to that?
Yeah, I agree with Michael. I will just add a couple of points on IT. So I think IT is very critical. I would say that we have three types of situation. We have a high-tech company where IT, of course, is the core business. In that case, IT, of course, is considered, is given a high importance during integration. Then we have financial services like banks or insurance, and that's a different beast. That's a situation where IT is not the core business, but IT is playing a pivotal role in the working of the bank. And in many cases, IT became a driver for integration. I am thinking to all those situations where regulatory, I'm thinking a regulatory in Europe, for instance, regulatory is very, very complex, and if you are a small bank, you are not able, you don't have the budget to pay an IT system so complex to follow the regulatory, and so you are forced to merge with another bank. So IT becomes a driver of integration. Then the third situation is represented by all the other industries, like manufacturing, for instance. In that case, unfortunately, IT is not given the importance that it has. So we arrive to the deal, okay, fine, deal signed, okay, let's proceed with the integration. And after the deal signed, we realize that the integration of the two IT systems is very, very expensive, and is going to ruin a great part of the synergies that were expected from the integration. That's my view.